Hello everyone, I'm Hillary with Dominion Tea, and today we're going to talk about scented teas. So what are scented teas? These are not the same thing as flavored teas. The scented teas are made during, and that scent is applied during the process of the tea manufacturing, whereas a flavored tea, the flavor is applied to the dried tea well after manufacturing. So what kind of scents do scented teas come in? It's a huge array. Now, a lot of us are really familiar with the flowers. So jasmine, lotus, even our blooming teas that come with those types of smells. Osmanthus, you will have heard about, as well as chrysanthemum. So those are kind of your common scented teas. Those teas, while they're in the withering phase, so you pluck and then you wither your tea leaves. While they're withering, the flower petals or stamens, give or take which flower you're working with, are laid over those withering tea leaves. And the tea leaves, because they're hygroscopic, absorb all the scent from those flowers. The flower parts are then removed, the tea is then dried, shaped, and sent to all of us to enjoy and consume. But there's a couple of others that you don't want to forget about as you play. One of the world's most famous is Lapsang Soi. It's pine smoked. How do they get the pine smoke in? The drying phase. So they've withered the leaves, they've twisted them, now they've got to dry them to stop oxidation. And while they're drying them, they dry them over pine needles, and that pine needle smoke gets infused into the tea. You will find versions of Lapsang where they have dried it over cedar. It's a very different smell and a very different cup of tea. So keep your nose working as you go exploring Lapsang, because you might find multiple versions. There are other types of tea out there. I'll let you in on a hint. We're going to bring one in this fall that's been smoked with guava wood. So that's a lot of fun as well. So there's a lot of ways you can play with scent. Most people think about the scented teas in the lighter versions like green, right? But our Lotus Blossom Black out of Vietnam is a black tea, right? Lapsang Soi is a black tea. Guess what? They also sent puerh. And I wanted to make sure you understood that one as well. Sticky rice puerh is what you will hear of. Comes in both the baked and the raw form. How do they get it to smell like sticky rice? Well, guess what? It's not sticky rice. It's an herb out of the Yunnan province of China that smells like sticky rice. And again, much like your scented teas with the flowers, they lay the herb over the tea while it's withering to impart the scent, make it smell like sticky rice, and then they remove it. Now, in the case of puerh, in some cases, you will find debris from the plant inside the little tuchas that they make afterwards, because those leaves are a little bit smaller off of that herb out of the Yunnan province. But it makes for an amazing puerh. If you haven't tried puerh before, sticky rice helps to kind of level out that very mulchy, peaty taste that is typical of baked puerh. So it's worth exploring. So while you're out there, definitely make sure you know the difference between a scented versus a flavored tea, and keep your eyes peeled for those scented teas, because that means your tea master and manufacturer took some time to add something special for you. We hope you enjoyed learning more about tea with us. Hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we add more videos to our channel. And check out the highlighted videos to learn even more about tea. And last but not least, you can check out all of the teas we talk about in our videos at dominiontea.com.